Hello everybody, welcome back. So this week we're going to talk about writing offers. And I also want to give a quick shout out to my friend Dorothy. She said I should be more animated, so I'm going to put a little wee in here to just spice things up a little bit. I hope you guys thought that was okay. So let's get started. So after we have, looked through the property, we found property we like, we've done the initial underwriting, we know the numbers make sense, and this is a deal we want to move forward on. We need to get into the actual contract negotiations with the seller. So the way it typically happens is we write a letter of intent. We don't want to go through the whole process of writing a contract day one because that's a lot of work, and if the deal doesn't move any forward, that may not be necessary. So we do something that's called a letter of intent, or LOI. That's just kind of a summary of what we're trying to do here. And after we have the letter of intent accepted, we go to negotiation, and then finally we create the contract. So what's a letter of intent? Well, basically it's a letter that outlines some of the major components of the deal, some of the major terms and conditions. So the purchase price, the earnest money we're going to put down, what are our funding sources, how much down payment and mortgage. Not that necessarily impacts the seller, but it gives them a clue to where the money is going to come from and what alternative financing or financing we need. What's our due diligence period? How long do we need for financial due diligence, for the physical inspection, and so forth? Also, how long do we have to obtain financing? When are we going to close? And any other terms that we want to put into the deal. So, that is the initial kind of talking. The starting point is the LOI. Then we have to, negotiate with the seller and say, maybe the price, the terms, the earnest money, the various things we can negotiate on. And also, in today, in a competitive market, we want to make sure we come in with the best offer that we can give, not trying to undercut and stuff, because that typically doesn't work unless it's a market where there's not a lot of other buyers. So come in with a realistic price you want to pay for the property. And we need to have a fair and open discussion with the seller, because they may not always be interested in price as their main consideration. They may need longer close time so they can do a 1031 exchange, or maybe they need quick money because they have another deal that's going on, or maybe they want to do seller financing because that's going to work better for their unique situation. So try to understand really what is the win-win situation you can create for the seller. And if you solve that problem, then you probably have a good deal. After negotiation is finished, you need to go into the actual contract. And a contract is kind of the legally binding document that you create. You work with a broker or a real estate attorney. You put all the LOI, agreed upon terms, in a contract. And people sign it, and that's kind of the binding thing going forward. So that was just a quick chat about contracts and LOIs. Let me know if you have any questions. If anybody wants a free call, then go to opendoorscapital.com/call. Until next week, we're going to talk about due diligence.